But Hamza, big win today for City. First win in 5. Had to go through a little bit of adversity to get there, though, mate.
Absolutely. Listen, it was a tough game. I was gonna come here first and say it's men against boys, but it was a tough one. Terry, oh my God, nearly had a heart attack. Thought about calling an ambulance. Man, we underestimate these kind of small teams like Luton and all that. But we're going through a patch where players are lacking confidence. We're making mistakes. We've come not beating this poor Chelsea side, dropping points against Tottenham and then losing to Villa and then going to Luton. I'm sorry. I've always said it. We're Manchester City. Some people are saying, oh, it's okay to do. No way. There's no way. Pep Guardiola can't draw to Luton Luton FC, sorry. But in terms of our football club today, today we had to dig in deep. It was a tough win. When we went 1-0 down, I thought, no way, this can't happen again, But my players look lethargic, they were tired, but big up to the players, They worked hard, they got that result. And that's the result we needed. We needed that kind of result because now the momentum is going to build up. We got Crystal Palace next game, and hopefully the belief is still there. But we have to be very, very careful. There are things there that has shown in the last couple of weeks that we've been talking about in the recent streams. And you can see the players are tired. They're lethargic. Alvarez is tired. Foden has been played 90 minutes. And we haven't got players to rotate. So we've got this squad of 13 players and we keep replaying them. And I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for Foden. I feel sorry for Alvarez. These guys are playing internationally and coming here and they have to grind deep. And they did well. The key thing is we needed 3 points and that's what City had.
Yeah, listen, I agree. I do think you guys still look a little out of sorts. There is a tiredness that's crept in. Do you know what I think is interesting? Is that now that your fans are talking about it, your manager's talking about it, I think it's creeping into your players. And I think that for the first time in a while, Man City look a little bit fragile and they look as though they can be got at. But today was such an important win because I do believe if you were 7 points from the top, but also 6 points away from second, 5 points away from third, within 2 weeks' time, you're going to miss a game week. And those gaps could grow to, theoretically, to 10, 9, and 8 points. Even though you're a brilliant team, even though you're a world-class team, that might just be a little bit too much for City to overcome. So a huge win in terms of keeping pace with the teams at the top right now.
Yeah, I believe, but I just believe looking at Liverpool don't look the same. Liverpool, they've got a good manager, but they're very fragile. They against Crystal Palace. If that player doesn't get sent off, I'm telling you now, there's no doubt Palace are winning that game. And Liverpool they're having decision going on their way because Premier League feel that they have to compensate for what happened at Tottenham. So decision are going to go on Liverpool side. I'm sorry, but nothing's going to happen to Crystal Palace about that error that they made. Arsenal, they look fragile as well. But the thing that puts us in a steady momentum at that moment is to win this game, wait for KDB to come back. And once we got KDB coming back, John Stones coming back, I think the key thing we need to do is January. January is key. January, the biggest mistake we made, Terry, is we believed you frauds. We believed all of you frauds telling us, oh yeah, City have got a big squad. You've seen my bench again today. I said it before. To have players, I got Scott Carson, Ortega, Oscar Bob, Calvin Phillips, Sergio Gomez, and Rico Lewis. If I took a picture of that bench and then show Real Madrid, they'll be laughing at that and say that's not Man City.
But you bought Kovacic. You're saying the Kovacic is so good.
To elevate themselves and get a player that should be replacing Rodri. A player that we can rely on. Calvin Phillips is not the guy, I'm sorry. He's probably a guy at other clubs like Chelsea or anyone else. But at City's level is top world class.
Hamza, but you told us you thank you for Kovacic.
Rodri's position. We need to get another number 8 because Kovacic he's not reliable. He's going to be injured again. So we need I think we need 2 signings. And I think 100%, I put money there. City are going to sign now. There's no doubt because how come Pep how come he doesn't bring them on? How many games? And I feel sorry for him.
Now listen, you guys, your recruitment recently has been poor. You're right. You need to go and spend in January. This is the one thing though about Man City and compared to a lot of the other so-called big teams in the Prem, you will go and spend. One thing your club does brilliantly, and it has done for Pep on a number of occasions, when he's bought duds, and he has bought duds, fullback duds, he's bought goalkeeping duds, your club let him very quickly. And look, you're laughing there, V, but it's true. Every manager in the history of football has bought bad players, right? It's not a dig, it's a fact. Where your club is so brilliant is you allow your manager to replace almost straight away. Where most other clubs, our owners make our managers persevere. Sometimes we make multiple managers persevere with substandard players. And if he's told no, you've got to stick with Nunes and Kovacic for the next 2 seasons, then you guys are not going to be as good. But you won't do that. You guys will go out in January and in the summer, and you'll just spend another £200 million, and you'll get it right this time.
But Terry, that's not true. The biggest mistake we
That's
made
not true.
is we kept chopping and we didn't replace because we believed what you guys say. We chopped on Sterling. Who's Sterling replacement? Who did we replace Sterling with? We lost Cancelo. Who did we replace Cancelo with?
Isn't Doku's the best thing since
There's names I can mention.
You spent £100 million on the replacement for Sterling, and that's Jack bloody Grealish. You spent
Sterling played with Grealish.
Yes, but you don't see. This is what your club does, though. So hang on, I can't allow you to misrepresent what other City fans have told me. I want to challenge you with it. What I'm told, City fans have told me, just like with Rodri, when you need to replace a player, when the manager's thinking of selling him or they want to leave or they're too old, atypically what you do is you buy the replacement before that player leaves, and there's a crossover period. So for me, what do you mean that's not true?
Because we offered Sterling a contract. We've offered.
Right. Do you want me to stop you right now?
Your replacement. That means we wanted him to stay as well.
No. I'm sorry. I'm not allowing you to do this. I'm not allowing you to do this. Your replacement with Sterling was Haaland and Alvarez. Okay.
Haaland was Aguero's replacement.
No, it wasn't.
Alvarez was Jesus' replacement.
Aguero was gone in 2021.
Yeah, but we didn't get a striker.
We didn't replace him.
I'm not having this underdog bullshit story you City fans do all the time, okay? You bought Haaland and Alvarez. If your squad isn't good enough, that's on Pep. But Hamza, you refuse to blame Pep for anything. He put this squad together. If your squad is short and he refuses to play players, that's down to Pep and Pep only. But you refuse to blame Pep for anything. You blame every other manager for how their squad is and who they select. But you refuse to blame your own manager when it comes down to it. Your replacements were Haaland and Alvarez. Boo-hoo. We feel so sorry for you. You replaced.
No, but it's not true. Alvarez. It's not true. Everyone knows for a fact.
It's not true. It's not true.
Hang on. So V, let me go to V a second. So V, what's not true? So you haven't replaced Aguero and you haven't replaced Raheem Sterling in your squad. That hasn't happened.
So hold on, because it's a lot of things that you're mentioning. When we brought in Haaland, obviously he was for Aguero.
Yep.
But when we lose, hold on, before that, when we lose Sane,
we
don't replace Sane.
Yep. Where was the replacement?
We haven't. When we lose
you
Jesus
give the progression of Foden. You give the progression of Foden.
No. Foden was David Silva.
Listen.
No, that was the biggest slide that Pep told you. That Foden is the David Silva replacement.
Hang on a minute.
Foden's best position is actually to play centrally.
So let's go through this, right? So when did Sane leave? So when Sane left in the summer of 2000, that same summer you bought Diaz, you bought Ake. You did bring a replacement in for him. You bought Ferran Torres.
And where is Ferran Torres?
But this is the thing. Just because the player flopped or was sold doesn't mean you didn't buy a replacement.
No, okay, but
and the point. Let me finish my point. So you bought Ferran Torres as an example. The next year you bought Jack Grealish and Alvarez came in, right? The year after that you bought in Erling Haaland as an example. And this year you brought in Doku. So over the last 4 years, you've brought in a number of forwards, some that play wide, some that play as strikers. And those guys have been your replacements for the Sanes and for the Agueros. Acting like you guys have not replaced your players that have left is an absolute bald-faced lie.
No. The bull-faced lie is when you guys say when a player goes out, they immediately come in. That is not true.
Okay.
If you're looking,
okay. So I will stand corrected in the sense of when Aguero left in the summer of what year did he leave? It was the summer of 2020, right?
Yeah.
So
we didn't play that striker.
Yeah, okay, so you didn't get one. But that's because you went for Harry Kane and you didn't get the deal done. So you don't always get your replacement in.
and we play without it.
Hang on,
and
let me finish talking. But at the same time, I've sat with Big Steve, and Big Steve, like, the reason my club is so well run is Rodri was the replacement for Fernandinho, but he came in before Fernandinho left. So you guys have on occasions, or have on many occasions, brought players into your club to develop them to be the replacements from a long-term point of view. Where I'm praising your club, this isn't even a dig, I was praising you, is if Rodri hadn't have improved, you wouldn't have persevered with him. You'd have bought somebody else. Where I'm saying you guys are well run, this is praising your club. You've gone and wasted money, according to Pep Guardiola, on Calvin Phillips, on Nunez and Kovacic. And you guys seem to be agreeing with that. Your owners, are you telling me your owners are not going to let him replace them quickly?
I can't answer that, Terry. I can't,
because you know it's a fucking trophy. Come on.
Hold on. The reason why I smiling as you're talking and you're saying it's not a dig is because you're making it seem like it's so simplistic that when we lose a player, our manager instantly gets it back, which isn't true. You mentioned that our
that's
board.
That's not what Terry said.
No, hold on.
That isn't what I said.
Exactly. I don't understand why you keep saying it.
That isn't what I said. I've said, and I stand corrected on a few bits, you don't replace everybody like for like straight away. Sometimes you get people in before they leave. You always try to replace the players that have left. And whenever you've bought flops, you have very quickly bought somebody else within a window or two, right or wrong, generally speaking.
Generally, yes. But let's look at this.
Let's look up.
As you're going even arguing about
it. Yeah, you're right there. I know.
Ferran Torres. Look at the downgrade. We lost Sane and we bought Ferran Torres.
That's not the point. Hamza, I'm sorry to be rude. You are doing basic analysis here. Yes, buying a flop replacement doesn't mean you didn't replace the person. But you literally, Ferran Torres came in, wasn't good enough. You bought him. I'll tell you when you bought him, because I'm looking at it now. You bought him in the summer of 2020. And by the January of 2022, so 18 months later, he was moved on. And by the way, and before you moved him on, you'd spent 117 million euros on Jack Grealish, and in that same January, I know it didn't come until the summer, but you spent the 21 million euros on Julian Alvarez as an example. So you went and did that. The following summer, you went and bought Erling Haaland. So it's not act like you haven't replaced your second.
Let me just tell you, Haaland was Aguero replacement. Jesus or Alvarez was Jesus replacement. Everyone knows that for a fact. The players like Yaya, Sane, we never replace at top quality levels. Let's say, for example, we lost
Okay. I'm not doing this. We're doing semantics. Sorry, stop. I'm not doing this on the football terrace. It isn't how we analyze. You tried to replace them. Buying flops doesn't give you the right to go, but we never replaced them. You tried to. So let's just change the wording. So you've tried to replace every player that's ever left. How do we know this? Otherwise, your squad would have about 15 people in it. Of course, you replace your players. All we're doing here, we're going down a rabbit hole that doesn't need to happen. We have praised your club because the one sobering fact is this. When you buy flops or a player doesn't turn out to be who you think, your club, in my opinion, under Pep, has invariably let him replace that player very quickly. I don't understand why you're all sitting there and denying that and acting like I'm insulting your club. It's weird to me. Really weird for me.
If I got this wrong, I didn't think you were insulting the club. I just thought that you were talking about when it's wrong, the money flashed right away, and it's not right away.
No.
It's pretty much right away though.
No, it's not.
Look.
How is it not right away? How is it not within a window or two? Ever?
No, I'll give you an example.
Because we'll go a season with our manager making do with what he has. And yes, the following season we do. In this instance,
so other than Aguero, when you didn't get Harry Kane, when else have you done that?
Company, go on. Who did you replace Company?
Company, we have to wait. But when we talk about
hang on. Stop. When did Company leave?
Company left in the summer.
What summer?
When we won
right. So he left in. Stop talking. He left in the summer of 2019, right?
What? Yeah. Who did you replace?
Okay, so that summer you didn't buy any more centre backs
after winning the title, right?
You didn't buy any. You didn't buy any more centre backs from there. Okay, the following season you did that. You bought within one summer you didn't. The following summer you bought Ake and you bought Diaz. So as I said, within a window or two you replaced them. I didn't say everyone gets replaced instantly. I said within a window or two, it's done. The point I made earlier, and we can roll off after this, is that unlike a lot of so-called other big clubs, our managers are made to persevere for 2, 3, 4, 5 years with players that aren't good enough or when there's holes. You guys don't suffer that.
No, you don't.
And that's not me. That's not me saying. I'm praising you for it.
Hold on, Terry.
I don't understand why you're fighting back against praise.
One second, Terry. Are you trying to make it seem like Chelsea have to persevere?
No.
Is it? Are you putting?
Oh my God! It's
I'm trying to understand because you're making it seem like we're the only
generally
club.
getting rattled here. Stop! I didn't mention Chelsea. I've mentioned multiple other teams. Right? Chelsea in the last 2 years have definitely spent a lot of money, but I know my club has had many flops in recent years, and Man United had flops in recent years. How long has it taken us to replace those players?
Come on.
The fact that hang on, are you telling me?
No, but why would we use United? Because you guys have been poorly run for a very long time.
Exactly.
Like, let's use
Sorry. I'm losing my mind here. I'm slagging off my own club by saying some other so-called big clubs persevere with flops. What I said is amazing about your club is you don't do it. What are we arguing about? I'm so angry because I can't believe we're arguing about nonsense.
Terry.
Oh my God.
It's not about replacing it. My issue, why I had to speak up, was you made it seem like it's automatic. We splash the cash.
You do splash cash.
Okay.
You do replace flops.
Here's what I was.
Terry, I'll tell you what.
That's all I said.
What we say. I've last season when everyone was saying City have got a small squad, I feel sorry for Pep. I thought, yo, this guy's got a small squad, but he's being told, you're the greatest manager, deal with it. Doesn't matter. But he keeps dealing with it. And sometimes the replacement he gets.
Do you want to know why he doesn't deal with it?
I'll give you an example. Real Madrid.
Stop. I'll tell you why he doesn't just go through it. When did he join your club? What summer?
2016.
2016. So in his first summer, 216 million spent. Second year, 370 million spent. The following year, this is actually a low year for you guys. You only bought Mahrez, 80 million spent. Year after that, 180 million spent. Year after that, 175 million spent. Year after that, 138 million spent. The year after that, 160 million. The year after that, 240 million. This summer was 240 million. You man have spent big money every single year. You are not paupers. You are not an underdog story. You are an amazingly run football club who rightfully replaces flops quickly and replaces exiting players quickly. And in some cases, and in many cases, you are planning ahead, and you know when players are getting old. You have you have players already ready to come in and replace them, either already in your squad or lined up to be purchased and bought. You are a brilliantly run football club. There's question marks over whether it's all legitimate. That's another conversation for another day. But you're brilliantly run. The fact you guys try to play it down like you've gone through crazy adversity and problems, and your club isn't run that well, but Pep manages to get you through it is absolute bullshit. Come on, man.
What actually
you should embrace the fact that you're so well run, but you're trying to act like you're run like Man United, but still winning. Bloody hell, man.
People don't give us credit on the way that I feel sorry for him in a way.
Oh my
I'm giving you credit. I'm giving you credit. I'm giving you credit, and you're acting like I shouldn't because you want to be an underdog. It's weird, bruv.
No, but we have to sell also to buy. Everybody has
Everybody has to sell to buy.
No,
every club in the world
getting exposed.
Every club in the world sells to buy. Listen, let's go to some of these super chats here.